Thanks for joining us to episode 4 of Narrated JRPG's Xenogears. Last we left off, Citan and Fei was captured by two Gears. A large tan ship is traveling through the desert. Veltal is laying on top. As Veltal is strapped to the top of the ship, it makes it look small, giving you an idea of the size of the vessel. The ship has 3 spinning blades on each side to help propel it through the desert. It is daytime and it appears to be hot and dry outside. The ship travels off screen into the unknown. The camera is now within the ship. Citan and Fei are both in a small room with 2 beds and a save point. Fei is sleeping, and Citan is sitting at the edge of the bed. The camera moves towards Fei and goes black. FMV. We see Fei. It's a very dark, stormy night out in the field. Off in the distance, we see 3 figures. One is hunched over with a red aura. Graf is also there with a red aura. The third figure has a blue aura and appears to be in his 40s or 50s. He has black hair, mustache, and appears to be in some Asian clothing. As Graf looks into the camera and opens his eyes, they glow red. Graf speaks.
Let us join together.
Screen flashes white. The mustache man speaks.
I never thought we'd meet again like this. It must be fate. How ironic.
Graf narrows his glowing eyes.
But I'll never let you have him.
The camera moves to the third figure, and he has a pale face with long red hair. He grins.
Even if it kills me.
Screen fades to white. We're back in the cell with Citan and Fei. Fei gets up.
How are you, Fei? Did you sleep well?
Huh? Well, sort of.
Sorry, I messed up. I was careless. That gear is a top-secret experimental model from Kislev. It was only natural that Av would also be madly searching for it. Fei, are you hurt? You do not look so well.
Well, I suppose you could say I was hurt.
That man in black spoke of your father's fate. Is that what is wrong?
Fei leans against the wall, sorrowfully.
There's that too, but... it's the other stuff he said. What happened at Lahan was all planned to get me to ride in that gear. Or so he claimed. That's got me worried.
Fei gets up from off the wall. He starts to pace around and slowly moves his way towards Citan, who still sits at the foot of the bed. They speak.
To get you to ride in that gear.
Doc, before the village was destroyed, I lived without doubting myself. But it's different now. I don't know who I am. I've never felt like this before.
Well, we cannot do anything as long as we are prisoners, even if we wanted to. Let us rest a little. Maybe it will put your mind at ease.
Let's talk more.
Are you worried about what he said about your father?
All I know is what the maids at my home in Lahan told me. One night, a strange masked man carried me to Lahan. I was heavily wounded at the time. In my delirium, I called out for my father. That's all they could tell me about my background. I don't remember anything of my father or my past, so I guess I'm not really all that lonely or sad.
Let us rest a little.
Good idea.
Citan's thinking to himself.
It was him. No mistake. That was no coincidence. Could it be that we are approaching the time of the gospel?
The camera fades. Citan is standing on a small platform in front of a large throne. They are in a red void, and dozens of odd pictures circle around them. A man in a gold, skull-like mask speaks.
Yes, the gospel. Banished from paradise together with God's slumber, we humans had to live as foreigners on the harsh surface of the earth. Having filled the earth, we will again enter the presence of God, return to paradise, and gain eternal life. That is the time of the gospel. That time is approaching. Until then, we Gazelle must search for God's resting place and revive him. If this does not come true,
What will happen?
then such has been our fate from our genesis.
We're back at the cell.
Majesty, is this the end?
Citan turns towards Fei, and the screen fades to black. We're looking at the desert through a screen with a reticule. The ship we are in drives into view.
Bingo! Just as the report said, an AV transport. And look what we have on top.
The screen zooms on Veltal.
No mistaking it, that's a new Kislev model. It has to be the stolen gear everyone is after.
Inside the ship we are viewing from, there's a blonde man in red looking through a periscope. He has an eye patch and a braid.
Whatever the case, there's no way we're gonna let that Chakan guy have it.
The periscope goes up out of the way. He's in the ship's bridge, standing in front of an archaic ship steering wheel.
Gunner!
Turret Anton, turret Bertha. 20 seconds between opening the hatches and activating azimuth controls.
Franz!
Franz appears to be a dolphin, or a penguin.
I don't hear anything other than the flowing sound of the sand. No suspicious radar activity detected.
The captain steps forward to the wheel.
Marseille!
Matria's units are on standby at the catapults. They'll all be able to launch 1 minute after we resurface.
Good. Let's do it. Batcon level 1.
Engine room ready.
Torpedo room, reporting. Anti-gear guns ready.
Navigation and engine room are also ready.
An old man in fine purple clothing enters the bridge.
Young master, what is happening? What was the alarm all about?
A man with silver hair, an eye patch, and white cloth enters behind him.
Not again. Young master, hold on a second.
Battle stations, everyone. Surface navigation, begin operating the sand pump. Prepare to fire starboard cannons upon surfacing.
Young master!
Trim to the right. The wind is strong up there and we may be blown off balance. Jericho, hand the helm over to me.
Back in the cell,
Look. What is that?
Fei and Citan look out the window to see a submarine-like ship breach from the sand going at incredible speeds.
A sand cruiser. It must be those desert pirates.
The camera points towards the outside of the pirate ship, panning from the bridge to the tip. As cannons emerge, there is a yellow crest on the front of the ship. They begin to open fire at the ship we are in. We're now in the bridge of their ship.
Alternate firing between Anton and Bertha. Calculate adjustments.
They begin to open fire at the ship we are in.
Yeah, switch mode over to salvos after the initial shots. Let's slow them down. Get ready to give them a spanking they won't forget.
Young master, please, wait. It may just be a requisitioned ship, not a warship.
Let me handle this. Whether it's a warship or not, it's carrying a new gear. Gunner, let him have it.
The ground shakes violently under Fei and Citan.
Uh-oh.
Our ship begins to tilt, putting the floor at a slope.
Judging by the angle, it seems that a gun blast has made a hole in the hull. We will probably sink within minutes.
A few minutes? Doc!
Citan walks to the door.
It is locked. Somebody, free us! Ah!
The door swings open as Sam pours into the room.
Let's get out of here, Doc.
We can see as a good portion of the ship is already flooded. Fighting against the sand, we run to the side of the ship that is not sinking as much. We find a survival tent in the chest before climbing a ladder. As we reach the next floor, the level below us becomes completely filled.
Whew, that was close.
We run through a cargo hold into a save point. After saving, we navigate through the crates. We are frantically trying to find a way out of this room. After running with some odd soldiers, we make it to a ladder. The ship is almost completely submerged in the sand. All that sticks out is a crane tower. Fei emerges just outside of the crane.
Doc? Where did you go, Doc?
Fei, can you hear me? I am moving the crane towards Weltall's cockpit. Hurry! Go up the crane to Weltall. We are going under fast.
I got you, Doc. But when you're done, you hurry up there too, okay?
Citan moves the crane over to where Veltal is sinking. After this, we jump onto the crane and we run up to try to reach our mech. Fei nearly falls off but catches himself.
Oh! Phew! Oh! Phew! Oh! Phew! Oh! Phew! Oh! Phew!
Fei slides down the crane's rope to the end.
Here we go again. You and I seem to have a fated relationship.
Fei jumps down onto Veltal and gets in. Screen goes black. Fei gets up and walks over to the crane tower where Citan waits.
Come on, Doc! Over here! Hurry up!
Citan runs over to Veltal, after which Veltal takes off into the air. Veltal lands a good distance from the now sunken ship.
Whoa!
Citan jumps down from the kneeling mech.
Whoops.
Are you okay, Doc?
Well, Dr. Citan Uzuki. Feels like you have sacked your sacules and tickled your utricles enough for one lifetime. Wow. Dizzy.
Sorry about that, Doc. I didn't have time to open up the cockpit. Are you really okay, Doc?
Fei, I was only joking. Riding in the hand was not so bad. I can see what is so prized about this top-secret experimental Kislev machine.
Yeah, when I started it up, it began doing all kinds of stuff by itself. The environmental response system and weight reduction hovering kicked in right away. Automatically.
Really? Amazing!
Save yourselves, but leave your friends to sink in a sea of sand. Don't you believe in comradeship?
The screen flashes white, and an image of a robotic arm and leg, followed up by the right shoulder and head of a robot. Then we see the sand ship from earlier. As the camera zooms out from the ship, it reveals a red gear in the middle of the frame, silver face, and a solid blue line for eyes. A golden medallion hangs in the middle of the forehead that holds a large feather pointed upwards. On each side of the mech are some basic red gears, obviously subordinates.
It's not very manly of you two to leave your platoon to die while you run away in a gear, you know.
The pirate captain attacks us. We enter battle.
Wait one moment. We're not Av soldiers.
Veltal's back is facing the camera, and it's facing the red gear.
Can't you make a better plea for your life? You come jumping out of an Av ship and claim you're not Av soldiers. Stop trying to fool me.
I tell you, it's true.
How pathetic are you? Even if you're the pettiest of soldiers, how about showing a little spine? And put up a decent fight.
Stop it! I'm telling you, I'm no soldier. I don't want to fight.
The camera is now behind the red gear, as we see Veltal in his fighting position, ready to defend himself.
How nauseating. Why don't you stop grumbling and leave the gear and run away?
His gear charges us, and out of his arms comes a pair of whips, striking us twice.
For someone who doesn't want to fight, you're quite powerful. I see, an all-environment model, so that's it, huh? Now I want it even more!
We run up to him and roundhouse kick, followed by a punch to the face for 131 damage. Brigadier uses Wild Smile on us, lowering accuracy and evasion. He follows it up with another whip attack for 62 damage. We run up and perform a Repu death blow. A couple of punches followed by a jumping uppercut for 250 damage. Another whip attack deals 65. Our next kick misses the enemy entirely, and he counters with Chain Whip for 166 damage. Raigeki deals 216 damage. We get Wild Smiled once again. We opt to use Guided Shot this time, dealing 195 damage. A ball of light grows into our hands, then is shot out towards the enemy as a column of flames from our hands. We got whipped for 67 damage. We got whipped for 67 damage. We attempt a kick to the face, but miss. The red gear whips us again, dealing a double attack for 161 damage. We hit him with another Ripu for 219 damage. Suddenly the ground begins to shake.
Oh crap! In the heat of battle, I got caught in quicksand. Damn. Me of all people.
We see the two gears standing between various sand dunes as the ground continues to shake.
Damn! It's all your fault! Boy, you're gonna get it later, so be ready!
The gears begin to sink into the sand.
Why?
The screen fades into black, unknown what happens to the gears. We find the gears in what appears to be an underground cavern. Fei's gear is nailed down, and we see the mysterious pirate captain, outside of his gear, walk over and approach Fei's gear.
Hey, come down here now! I'm not gonna kill you. All I want is for you to leave this gear.
Fei jumps down.
Huh? Hey! You're not an Av soldier?
I told you that in my intercom transmission earlier. You're the one who refused to listen to me, right?
Ha! Sorry. Yes, I remember you were saying something like that. I went off half-cocked and thought you were the enemy. My name is Bart. I'm the pirate that works in this territory.
My name is Fei. I was arrested for no reason, shoved into that Av transport ship, and was nearly about to be sent to a concentration camp until you went and blew the thing to blazes. Anyway, I'm just glad to have been able to survive.
I see. Well, I'm glad I at least helped you out a little. But I didn't expect a civilian like you to be riding in a military gear. Besides, this gear is a brand new model. I've never seen this type before.
Let's just say that a lot of things have happened. It wasn't like I wanted to pilot it. Where are we, anyway? Looks like we fell into one weird place. I've never heard of huge stalactite caves such as this existing under the desert before.
What? You don't know anything, do you? Where are you from? The desert only covers around 1,000 sharls of the outer layer of the earth. The stratum underneath that consists of igneous rock.
From a sea of trees to a sea of sand. And now a stalactite cave. What's next?
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
We're in trouble. Look, the hole we fell through has disappeared. We better find another way out. So you want to call truce for now? At least until we find an exit and get out of here.
Yes, agreed. First, we gotta find a way out of here. So let's get going.
The cameras focus on the two gears as it pans upwards slowly and fades to black. We fade back onto the deck of what we assume is a sand ship. We see some people dressed as pirates, as others seem to be dressed as soldiers that was on the capsized vessel. We hear a soldier and pirate arguing.
Hey you! I know you're tired, but don't go any further than there!
Shut up! You sunk our ship! Don't you forget that!
No, you shut up! Just be thankful that you were saved!
Excuse me? Is there anyone who's almost dead, with no arms or legs, or in need of any abdominal operation?
The nurse looks around with no takers.
No one? Oh, well, that's depressing.
The white-haired pirate and Citan are talking.
I see. So your young one has not just been shooting at anything and everything then, Siguard.
Yes, he actually calculated this attack, or so he says. As you can see, no one died this time either.
A red gear, which looks like one of the gears that escorted Bart's gear in the beginning, walks up to the sand ship.
Siguard, sir, the seizure of the goods and soldiers from the Ave transport is almost complete. We still can't locate the young master. General Matria's platoon will scout around again.
Okay, I'm counting on you.
Yes, sir. Taking my leave to join their number.
The gear flies away.
So, what happened to this young one you call master?
He fell into an underground cave with that other guy in a gear. It's near an old excavation site, and he is riding in a gear, so he'll probably be able to come up somehow. We'll try and find him for a while, and if that doesn't work, we'll wait for him at our meeting point.
You certainly seem to trust him.
Trust him? Yeah, I trust he'll get us into trouble. I never thought I'd meet you here, Hugo.
Citan turns to Siguard.
It is not a coincidence. It is an inevitable consequence, I assume.
Siguard turns towards Citan.
Hugo, are you saying something is about to happen?
Screen fades to black. Credits. Voice actor, Fei, James Takahashi. Citan, Nathan Waltering. Bart, James Patrick Williams. Siguard, Will Bill. Kane, Flashlex Multimedia. Mason, Walter Getz. Hans, Chris from Retrograde Amnesia. Redgear, Marcial, Crew 1, Crew 4, Nurse, Pirate 1, and Pirate 2. Remy Cartier. Gunner, Crew 2, Crew 3, and Off Soldier, Mitchell Rudolph Johnson. Narration Writers, Will Bill, Chad Moore. Edited by Chad Moore. If you'd like to get in contact with any of these talents, please contact blindaccessiblegaming@gmail.com or check our links in the description. This is a passion project made by fans of other amazing people. If you'd like to contribute to this project, feel free to email us. Xenogears is copyright Squaresoft 1998. Finally, we'd like to thank everyone who has supported this project. Stay tuned for the next episode.